So, how do you make a review of a product like this with basically every YouTuber on the internet pushing out videos around this product? And with that tough competition, it's very hard to make a video that really stands out. And if it's only going to be like a repetition of what's inside the spec sheet, I don't think it will provide any value for you guys. So, I have decided that I want to bring this drone to a special place that's at least unique, that you will not see in some of the other videos, and simply fly the thing. Because this is, by the end of the day, what it all comes down to is what kind of image can be made with this drone. So for those of you that have seen the first flight video that I put out on launch day would know that I like to go special places to fly the drone, to challenge sort of the capabilities of the Mavic 4 Pro. And the limestone quarry at Faxe, which I used for that scenario at a sunny day, was a really good one, because there's a high difference between the dark areas in the footage and the bright areas in the footage because of the limestone, which would challenge the camera a lot when it's doing the filming. So to make the review a little bit different, I thought I would go and see if I could capture a sunrise. And a perfect location for that is the Dodekalitterne in the southern part of Denmark, which is basically a modern version of Stonehenge, where you have these like very tall stone sculptures that are put in 12 pieces that are put in a circle at a place far outside the city. So I decided to do an early rise and then go and see if I could capture a sunrise with the Mini 4. Not the Mini, the Mavic 4 Pro. At least in this way we could put it to the test and see what is possible at that time of day. And I know from past experience that this time of year there's not that many people around out there, so it would be easier for me to to do this kind of testing. When you get the drone, you get it packaged like this with this harness on top of it, and you simply just release it. Let's just go through the drone here just for a second here, so I can just show you some of the specialities which you won't see when we are out flying. And this setup consists of 3 cameras which we're going to test out when we are on location. There's a 28mm, which is basically your main Hasselblad camera. That is the Micro Four Thirds sensor, where you have the variable aperture, where you can open and close the amount of light that goes into the camera. You have a 70mm medium telephoto lens that will also provide 3 times, it's not 3, it's 2.5 times optical magnification. The 70mm sensor, that is the same as we know from the Mini 4 Pro, as well as the medium tele lens that is on the Air 3S. Then you have a 168mm telephoto lens that will do some really serious spy stuff. Giving you 6 times optical magnification, and then you can extend the range up to 24 times, which will allow you to really take a closer look at your surroundings. The new 168mm telephoto lens, that's an all new 1 or 1.5 inch CMOS sensor. So this is sort of the main thingy. But one of the things that makes this drone really special is that if you start just unfolding it, like I do here, you can see it actually powers on. So I don't need to do anything. Just need to unfold it, and then it powers on, and then you get a glimpse of the gimbal, which is really some serious stuff here. It's called an infinity gimbal, so it can move in a lot of directions. And if I power on the remote, I don't have the set with the new remote, the RC, the DJI, what is it called? DJI RC Pro 2 with the flip-up screen. I just have the ordinary DJI RC2. So if I power that one up, very familiar thing here on the channel. You can see if I do this, see, it's actually turning the camera. So true vertical shooting, and this is supposed to be the first time on the Mavic series that this is possible. So you have these 3 cameras, and of course you're going to put those into play, and also you have this infinity gimbal thing. So the way that you roll the gimbal, that's a simple combination of the right dial and the C1. So let me just show you what that looks like. Look at this. Imagine the possibilities that you get if you have this feature enabled outside. Maybe it's a bit of a gimmick and you will see it a lot in videos that is being pushed out by this drone. So if you look at the screen here, see it can go from -40 up to plus 400. So that's a lot of rotation here. So before I show you the footage from the location, let's just go through the drone by itself. So you have the crown jewel is of course this camera setup that is quite unique compared to what we have seen before. But it's also have these protruding cameras both on the top and the base of the drone that will allow it to see almost when it's pitch black. It has a lidar sensor here on the front, similar to the Air 3S, where it will allow you to map everything that it sees in the surroundings, which basically will allow it to take off and land without the use of GPS. So that's pretty cool. That's one of the things that I was really fascinated about the Air 3S, was that I could just power it on, launch it and off to the races, and then it would basically backtrack the path that it was flying and then come back to me without having to wait maybe half a minute or a minute for the drone to capture its its home point. So for those of you that saw the first flight video, you saw probably that I was capable of getting around 33 minutes of flight time with one of these batteries. So of course it was very windy the day when I flew, so if it's under more calm conditions and the weather is probably a little bit warmer, you would get flight times that are a little bit higher. That's for sure. And because I'm in EU, I'm very happy to see that it has a C2 label here on on the base of the drone, because that would at least allow me under some restrictions to fly it inside the city. Which is probably going to be a very good use case for this drone, as this is going to be like my new go-to drone for different tasks, as the flexibility of the camera setup. That's pretty cool. So what I would suggest now is that instead of me sitting here rambling, I will show you the footage from this place outside the city, and then you can see what is actually possible with this drone. And I've included some flying tips as well that you can maybe adapt to your own flying skills without necessarily buying a Mavic 4. Because this is not a cheap drone. It's probably in the league where it's going to be like semi-professional. It's the most fancy consumer level drone that DJI have put out. And as far as I know, it will be priced in the configuration that I have around 2,800 euros for the Fly More combo, where you have 3 batteries, you have the charging hub, you have the RC2, and you have a bag here somewhere and a charger. I think there's a charger included as well. I think there was a charger included as well. But that's the link to the DJI website, and then you can see exactly the pricing information and what is available with this drone. So enough talking. Let me show you how this beast performs during sunrise. So now we are at a very, very special place here. It's the modern version of Stonehenge. It's called Dodekalitterne. And it's been a while since I've been back here. They have been building on this for a long, long time. See, these are these sculptures standing out here. So, and because we are flying the Mavic 4 Pro, we can do stuff here. So let's just go in and check the camera settings here. So let's do the D-lock instead, just to make sure that we get. So what I can do now is I can do a little bit of a recording here and then do a manual point of interest. This is a lot of people are visiting this site. So I'm here early in the morning, so I hope we are lucky. And because I'm using the Mavic 4 Pro, I do have some capabilities that are not. So I can just go with a factor 2.5. So this is supposed to be, when it's done, it's supposed to be 12 stones that are put in a circle. And they all are different, with different faces. Again, I can show you that because I have these super zoom capabilities, so you can see the faces here. Let's slide a little bit here. So there's people that are representing different cultures. And they are huge. They are massive, those stones. And they were supposed to be here, almost all of them, but it seems they have removed a few of them. Maybe to finish them? I don't know. The level of details on these faces is pretty remarkable. So let's see if I can do the mega zoom here. See? This guy, he's angry. And it feels like I'm flying very close, but I'm actually not. Because if I just stop the recording here and go back in one, see, I'm pretty far away. We can do one classic top down here, or no, yeah. Let's just do another nice point of interest here. Because this is a circle, it's very, I would say it's very natural to fly around it. So this is a very unique, place. So if you get to the southern part of Denmark, then it's definitely worth going here. So now we're using the Hasselblad camera. I'm not hitting the middle, no. Look at this. Oh, this is a small glitch. Hopefully it was only in the controller. Video feedback. It's very nice. I think what we need to do now is we need to take a photo. I think that would be very nice to do that. And we want to make sure that we get both JPEG and RAW, so we have something to work with. Let's just go in the camera settings here. Do the 100 megapixel. So get the highest resolution possible. And let's do a B just for the sake of it. Yeah. There's a nice harbor over here, there. Very, very nice little place. There's a small, it's called Kragnæs. It contains letters that are not even part of the vocabulary. It's not called vocabulary, but it's not even part of the alphabet in the foreign countries. We have these special letters that are basically letters that are combined. We're taking two letters that are put next to each other very often, and then we have given it like a specific letter. E, Ø, and O. And Kragnæs contains the A, not the A, but the A. But this is Kragnæs Harbor. So it's very, very nice with these zoom capabilities. See, I just want to show you how extreme it can get. Let me just show you. It's just because it's so fascinating. So here we have this little boat. We press tab on the screen just to make sure that it's in focus. So I can just do. And you would think, if you saw that video, that I was pretty close, but I'm insanely far away. This is look at this morning. Look at this morning. Man, this is beautiful. So I recorded everything in D-Log M. Go in on the camera here and select a little bit of D-Log. And honestly, I don't see I don't see the justification of shooting this in 60 FPS. There's really no reason to do that because we don't have that kind of motion that justifies this. This will be interesting to see how that looks. I have this standard set of camera moves that I use all the time, and I can just, that's at least what I teach, it's just to do simple movements in your video projects. And in this case, I need to go a little bit higher up. So one move is that you just move straight ahead towards what it is that you want to film. Maybe fly over it, like I'm doing here right now. The other one is, and because I have the zoom, I can do something like this, like a reveal shot. So I can just go in 2.5, and then I can maybe cheat a little bit and lock onto the person here, and then I can go back, basically a drone. So I just go back and up, so I reveal what's in the scene. During my last 6 months of teaching students how to perform different tasks with their drones, I found that having these kind of motions that you know that you should do every time that you're on site is very helpful. It's very helpful because it ensures that you have something with you when you are getting back home, so you're sure that you have basically good shots that you can work with in post. So, okay, so you see, it was actually not very smooth. So sometimes you just need to fly this. And when you're doing this, sometimes you're not getting a useful shot, but then you can just stop and repeat it, rinse and repeat, to do the manual point of interest. You don't need much of this clip in your final production, so just make sure that you do it for enough time so you have something that you can pick out. Hey, look at this. Another signature move that I always recommend to have included is the top down. We just did it before, but I just want it in D-Log as well. So we put the drone here in the center. Then we simply just press record, and then we move up. And we can, if we want to spice it a little bit, we can just turn it with the yaw stick while we are going up, getting something, a very interesting view of everything. So that move is also very important to include that. Then I have another one that I'm always including. Overview of the surroundings. So let's say that you are down here, close to these sculptures, and you want to reveal what's actually going on in the surroundings. Let's say that it's a real estate agent or something that's gonna buy this. So you just fly up, simple raise up shot. So when you get up here, you're basically exposing area that's located around this plot. Again, simple movements. Try not to make it too complicated. Just fly backwards here. So. And then I see a lot of you guys, you do this. You fly up your drone, and the first move that you're going to do is something like this. Because you want to pan around the horizon and show what's going on. And this looks so bad. This is really not a good way to use your drone. Instead, you should use the one that I've used a few times, and that is this one, where you fly around something, keep it in the center. It looks a lot better because it's not so choppy, and the camera can keep up while you're doing it. And then, of course, I encourage you to experiment a lot. Experiment. Hey, look at this view. This is actually, we need a photo of that. Let's just put it in photo mode. Capture this one. You can always fix it in post. I think what I need to do is I need to make it as a HDR photo. So, yeah, I don't know how to disable that right now, so that's of course a shame. So we can just do like a manual A/B. So what we do now is we cheat. Show you how you do this. It's not as elegant as we just wanted it 100 megapixel. Like this. And then we do one that is neutral. And then we do one that is 1 under. Like that. And then we do one that is 1 over. Oh. This is how it was done in the old days. Because now we have stuff that protects both the highlights and the dark areas of this image. So one of the other moves that I'd recommend is good to include is a sideways pan. So we would typically put the drone out here. This is funny because you have these shadows. Maybe I'll go down here. Maybe I will have some issues. So you just put maybe in cine mode, and then because the shutter will probably be high when we do this, but just do a simple dolly move where you fly from left to right or right to left. Oh, that was a lot of birds. That gives you a sort of a perspective of how big these sculptures are. So a simple panning motion, left to right, no turning, no nothing. You will really appreciate that move once you do the editing process. And also I recommend that you do a lot of close-ups, because it is kind of annoying just to see drone footage that is captured far away. So let's just use that opportunity here before we're running out of battery, just to capture a little close-ups of the different statues here. So what I can do now is I can use the really close-up thingy and add a little movement, maybe a little bit side movement. So that's if you have a hard time doing these motions with the drone, just lock onto something and then let the drone do the operation of the gimbal. It's not working all the time, but it's as you can see here, that turned out pretty smooth. See, lens compression. Hey, this is crazy. Look at this. Look at this lens compression. I'm using this 6 times. I think it's 168 millimeter. Look how the background has been compressed. Just need to get in here so it's kind of filling up. So this will be my last test on this battery. So see, it's not compressed anywhere near to the same level when we're using the 28 millimeter Hasselblad. And now I should not push it anymore. It's I found it a little bit weird in the beginning when I saw the design, but if you look at the gimbal and the flexibility that offers, it's insane actually. This is most likely going to be my workhorse in the future. And it's equally impressive when it navigates back. It still has the LiDAR that helps it move and avoid obstacles. So just using the rest of the time here just to capture a little bit. So, that was another test with the Mavic 4 Pro. That's a really impressive, yeah, very impressive machinery at this beautiful location. So, all right, I'm very impressed with this drone. I must say. It'll be interesting to watch all the stuff that that I've recorded today, as it's D-Log, so it needs to be graded on the computer, and it'll be interesting to see what it is. And this is, by the way, my new car. So back again from a successful flight. So what do you think about this drone, the Mavic 4 Pro? Is that something that you're interested in? Then there's a purchase link in the description below. But I will, as always, encourage you to search information from various sources before you make your decision to purchase this drone or not. But I do want to appreciate if you decided in the end to use my link, because that helps the channel tremendously. Also, in case that you missed the first flight video, you will be able to access that one through this card. I hope you liked this video. If you did, then feel free to give a like. If you didn't like it, feel free to press the dislike button twice. Thank you for watching, and I'll be seeing you on the next one.